So today I'm going to be doing this style because I'm going for bold, I'm going for big, I'm going for Black history. And today I'm going to be talking about the hair-itance that I've inherited from my great aunts, my mother, down to me. Let's get started. So I consider myself a witness and a descendant of care. I thought that, since my mother did it, my mother, then that's what makes me have this hair-itance, right? I know that my great aunts were licensed beauticians in Cleveland, Ohio, back in from the 40s all the way until they were 80 years old. And that's a big part of my heritage. And I think sometimes, or oftentimes, when I talk about my family heritage and talking about me enjoying hair, I always think about my aunt on my mom's side. And because I knew her, well, I didn't really know her, but I looked so much like her, as you can see here in this photo. I looked so much like my mother's sister that I didn't even think about how my grandmother's sisters were the ones that I was patterning myself after. Like, I'm both. I'm not one or the other. I'm both. And I feel like they were dark-skinned and they were country, that maybe I didn't think of them as beautiful. Maybe I didn't think of them as people to emulate, but that's part of my heritage. That's part of me taking care of myself through my hair, through my skin, through my body, is because my aunts laid the foundation. My mother, okay? So my aunts, they're trained cosmetologists, licensed cosmetologists, okay? When I went to go see my aunt in Cleveland, she has her own Black Girl Hair Magic box, okay, with all the balls and the combs and the grease and the bergamot grease. So that hair box was also with me as a kid when my mom, who is a self-taught braider, braided my hair. She used to charge people 25 cents for braids, but she taught herself how to braid. And there's a video where she did my hair a couple years ago for either Christmas or Thanksgiving, and I recorded it. But what I like about my mother is she didn't go to a beauty school, but she had a daughter. I have two older brothers, and there's me, and I'm the youngest, and she had to do my hair. So I will show you photos, I'll put them up here as I'm talking, of me in preschool as a little girl with hair laid. And my mother used to braid like to the brain matter, I believe. Like, she was braiding my thoughts inside of those braids. And she's self-taught. She taught herself how to braid. And even though I don't braid nearly as good as my mother, she passed down a lot of how to care for my hair. And when I went natural, she said, these are the things that I used to do when your hair was natural. She taught me how to take care of my hair. She's like, I use cholesterol on your hair, and you have thick hair, and you're going to have to get adjusted to your new hair. And she gave me all these tips once I went natural, because she knew my hair most when it was natural. I knew my hair most as a relaxed girly. I had relaxed hair from age 9 to age 21. And I said, I can't keep doing this. And my scalp is already sensitive, as you can see here. I'm having some flare-ups because it's dry outside, so I got to put some ointment on there. But yeah, she taught me how to take care of my hair when it was relaxed state, when she braided it when I was little, in its natural state as I've gotten older. And I owe so much to her, and I owe so much to my aunties, because they're part of my heritage. They're part of my heritage. And last but certainly not least is me. My aunties were licensed beauticians. My mother was a self-taught braider, and I am a flat twist queen. They passed down their knowledge of hair to me. Heritage is embracing the past, and also playing around and having fun and documenting my hair and archiving it in a way that maybe growing up I didn't have a way to archive. I had to watch, and the archive was in my brain. And now that I'm on YouTube and creating work, right, mine is more about documentation, archiving, and having fun. So I color my hair often. I think with my aunties, it was about learning how to do hair and getting paid to do it. It was like a livelihood. It was their job. My mom had to take care of herself, so she did that, and it was out of survival. And mine is out of archival. It's out of saving the recipes. It's our gatekeeping. It's documentation and a witness to care. Also teaching my mother and my aunties that it's okay to wear your hair boldly and proudly, and you don't have to cover it up or straighten it to be acceptable. And I think, dealing with my auntie for this past 3 years, she's not wearing her hair natural. She's not wearing her hair outside of the wig. And I'm so proud of her because I think we've been conditioned to believe that my kind of hair, right, really tight, kinky, curly, coily hair, you know, deserves to be covered up, or it has to be straightened for it to be valid. And we've heard it from so many sources. And it's just high time now that we embrace our hair and we embrace who we are and embrace what our hair can do and have fun and document and be a living witness to your own hair-itance. I like that word, hair-itance. So between my mother, my great aunties, myself, and all the other black hair caregivers in the world, this is for you. And I know all of us have some form of hair-itance that we have maintained, and if you haven't, that's okay. Let this be a reminder to you to start really recognizing the hair-itance. Thank you for watching. This is The Reset. Big hair, big personality, big life.